Hello, welcome back to Aromatherapy. If this is your first time on my channel, please say hi. Again, welcome to Aromatherapy. Thank you to all my current subscribers and new subscribers. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you don't like the video, like, share, and subscribe. You're here for something, and I ain't even mad. People watch because they don't know what they don't know. But if you here watching, you looking for something, which means you hoping I'm the one that's gonna give it to you. So go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. I'm just gonna do a quick collective message, see what the universe wants us to talk about. You know what? I already got something to talk about. I forgot. Alrighty. So one of the things that has slowed down your healing is believing that your toxic environment or upbringing, etc., was just circumstantial. It's believed that you were just a victim of circumstance. We end up in bad situations all the time because we have to as kids or wanted to help the adults. I think this message is going to be for the people who were raised to kind of be like a second parent. Whether you were the oldest child or not, many of us fell victim to circumstances beyond our control as children. Meaning we were put in like a secondary parent role and not allowed to be a child. It doesn't really matter if it was done on purpose or not. None of that stuff matters when you start talking about healing. You just need to heal the parts of you that you have yet to identify because you didn't get to discover them as a child. Okay? The reminder is you didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve the role put upon you due to outside circumstances. Again, it doesn't matter if your parents did it on purpose or not, because at the end of the day, they were only working with what they could control also. Okay? We got the Temperance in reverse, Nine of Swords, Chariot in reverse, the High Priestess, the Three of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, Three of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles. Let's get one more, Spirit. Uh-oh. And the Four of Wands. All right, so this is a situation where an imbalance of dualities, not having your masculine and feminine balanced out has left you with a sense of stuckness. You could be up all night crying. You could be having nightmares. You could feel as though you didn't get everything you needed as a child. And you feel like it has just... Hi. What? You can feel as though it has completely slowed you down and kept you from being able to move forward. Because both the Chariot and the Temperance are cards of balance. If you see, they look upright to you guys. Okay, you see the light and the dark in both of these cards. And these are in reverse. It's doing it again. What's the problem? What, for real? Are you not gonna cooperate? Is it better? Okay, don't move now. Yeah. It's almost like you've been surrounded by imbalance all of your life, and you're starting to identify that there's never been any balance. This High Priestess card is where you have begun to tap into your higher sense of self. You've tapped in with the divine after realizing that you are not necessarily given the tools to lead a balanced life emotionally, spiritually, um, financially. I feel like this could be a situation where there was a high emphasis put on maybe financial abundance and not necessarily spirituality or having an abundant spiritual um, relationship with the divine. Actually, I want to clarify because I can see that, you know, somebody has begun to tap in to them higher self. What information or who showed up to allow the collective an opportunity to connect with the divine when they were so ill prepared? Because for me, the Nine of Swords is it gives desperation. And I know for me, that's what led me on my healing journey. Was a sense of desperation for certain things that I wanted, certain things that I believe I struggled to obtain. It's what led me here, right? I'm wondering for the collective, what happened that led this person to seek you out? Oh, the Lovers in reverse and the Six of Swords. Somebody may have lost, because here's another card of balance. Somebody may see themselves repeating the patterns of love relationships that they may have been raised around. So if you saw your parents fight, or if one of your parents were on or had an addiction, or were like drunk a lot of alcohol, stuff like that, I think you started to see yourself repeating those patterns, and it caused you to move away. You may have seen something like with this nine of swords here, how this light kind of comes in and shows you, and it kind of illuminates these thoughts, right? Something came in. Maybe you had a dream or a vision of something. Maybe you saw yourself in the future repeating the patterns of the past, or perhaps there was a relationship that didn't work out that should have, and somebody moved away. They may or may not have moved away as a result of the relationship. This person, you know, the Six of Swords is somebody who needed to walk away for their own safety. So this could be you or that person who may have been on their own journey, but it led you here. It led you, whatever thought that came through, whatever you saw. I'm getting like a vision, excuse me, or like a dream. Something that came to you. You might have been praying. You might have asked the divine to show you what was keeping you from moving forward. In different aspects of your life, we don't like to put a lot of emphasis on love and loving relationships, but in all actuality, that's what triggers a lot of our childhood wounding, is when we're in love or in partnership. That's when we get to see what our upbringing has really contributed to us as an adult, right? Okay, so you may have prayed for information, prayed for a sign, and a relationship was highlighted to you. A failed relationship, a failed partnership was highlighted to you, and it made you connect with the divine. It made you ask more questions and look for more insight and more guidance on how, with this Three of Wands here, to allow either the relationship itself to return, or for your ships, the things that you truly deserve, to be coming in. This Three of Wands, this person is in waiting. They're waiting to see if the information that they got here is true. They're waiting to see how, I don't know why I heard sturdy, how sturdy their relationship with spirit is now. This is a person who might be new to spirituality or new to the idea of believing in a higher power. So this may have been just, I mean, listen, when you're desperate, you'll do all kind of things. Normally we do lower vibrational things, but I think this person kind of threw out a prayer to the divine to see, almost, are you testing the divine? It could be a test. I'm not going to hold you up. I've tested it too. I've tested out theories and things that I've learned and things that I read to see how accurate they could be. This person might be waiting on an answer from the divine, or to see if their prayers were heard. This person might be either waiting on something to come in, depending on what they pray for, or someone to come back, or maybe if they'll have an opportunity to go forward towards that person. All right, so we got the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and Three of Cups. The Page of Pentacles, this Three of Wands card here, this person looks like they're waiting on a new financial opportunity to come in. But what they've realized is they've had to walk away from a lot of the burdens that they've been carrying that weren't necessarily their own. That's what you found out here. Literally what I talked about at the beginning, you realized that the burdens and the weight of what you carried was not only imbalanced, but it also was never yours. You never deserved the weight. Oh shit, this is getting good. Okay, so with the Three of Cups here, I've heard people use this card as an ancestor reference, saying that your ancestors are celebrating you. And I believe, especially for our generation, I'm 39, y'all, okay? I believe that because of technology and the information that we have now related to spirituality and mental health, and how it's so much more available and received, that we can heal forward and backwards. So you releasing this burden that was no longer yours is healing your ancestors too. They're celebrating you. They're celebrating your knowing. You may have unlocked some family truth here that may have been passed down simply because of traumatic experiences. Again, 1313 on the clock. This is not about us blaming our parents or their parents. This is simply understanding that for so long things were out of our control, so we just began to work in that sense of we don't have any control. But you've decided and realized that you got way more control. And now that you've witnessed and been able to identify how much of this burden wasn't yours, this is yours. This is yours. This Lover in reverse and this Six of Swords, this is yours, okay? This is what this played out for you, but it's a result of things that were brought to you in the past, okay? So now that you went through this moment of identifying how much that you're carrying that doesn't actually belong to you, that's not your responsibility, you're being celebrated. Okay? And with the Eight of Pentacles, you can see that even though you were carrying a burden that wasn't yours, you were stuck from moving forward, maybe in relationships, or because of the imbalance, Spirit put your inheritance on hold here with this Chariot in reverse. Spirit paused everything because you lacked a connection. You didn't have insight. You would have gotten this and lost it. You wouldn't even have been able to hold on to it because you didn't know. Now you're able to go back and see how much work you've actually put in, how much further along and probably even closer to spirit than you realize you are. This Four of Wands is a celebration card. I want to clarify the Three of Cups too. The Four of Wands, you know, can be considered the card of marriage. But it's also healthy partnerships. And we got Justice. So the scales have been balanced. That's great. This is, you know, one curse at a time. We're not out here trying to be perfect. We're not trying to fix every part of our family that's broken. We're just doing our part. The Eight of Pentacles is about putting in hard work and doing your part for the collective success of your family, your tribe, your community. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Uh-oh, that was fast. All right. Ooh, all right. So here comes. I knew this was about money. It's about love too, but self-love and really just identifying how it's all kind of tied together. So we got the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Pentacles upright. So with the Five of Pentacles, you know, this is a feeling of being left out in the cold. But you don't feel left out in the cold at all. But you're holding on to, and I'm not a huge fan of the Four of Pentacles because I'm already a stubborn Taurus that don't like to change or relinquish control. But I think here, what you realize is in order to not be left out in the cold, you need to hold on to what's valuable. You need to hold on to what you have now and what you know. See, in the back of this card, you kind of can see the community. That could be considered your family or the community that you're part of. You have some very valuable tools now. They might not understand them. You might not feel like explaining. That's this card too. I don't want to explain. I don't feel like explaining. I'm not explaining nothing. And you know, I don't know, that you could have thought that in the past explaining your decisions, explaining why you thought the way you did or felt the way you did or moved the way you did, you might have thought that explaining yourself was the best route, that it would get you some sort of understanding or empathy, but it didn't. It didn't get you that. So right now, you're just holding on to what you know, what you learned, and your tools. All right, I got the Four of Wands. Again, a card of celebration. Let's clarify the Four of Wands before we get out of here. Uh-oh. Got two cards. We got the Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you're no longer under the illusion. The Queen of Pentacles is safe. She's secure. She is balanced. And she has a nice sense of pride. She's able to she knows her value. She knows her worth. So now you know your true worth now. Now that things have been stopped so that you couldn't just move forward with the wrong information. You connected to spirit. You're waiting on the results of what you and spirit connected on or discussed in your time of prayer. You realize that you're kind of a beginner in regards to this particular route of security. It's almost like taking the first step to a new sense of security is releasing baggage that doesn't belong to you. Once you identify the tools that you have and the things that you have used that actually have benefited you in this life, you're holding on to that information tightly, that truth, that new truth tightly. And it's going to give you an opportunity to be a balanced Queen of Pentacles, but the energy could be male or female because you're no longer in this place of illusion. You're no longer afraid to look at you and your true self. You're no longer seeing you the way other people see you. You see yourself like this now. A divine energy. Somebody who is extremely valuable and knows that now and is no longer being tricked out of their value based on conditioning. Congratulations. Good job on doing the work. It's not easy work. It's not a one and done. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for that. Oh! Yo, that's crazy. Am I going to have to get a new one? I've been saying I needed a new one. I don't understand why all of a sudden it's doing this, though. It's not supposed to. Thank you, Spirit. All right, let's do... I'll do one Astro Star code work on it. We can get out of here. Don't fall again, please. Well, this one flipped out. Let's just go with that. What you want? What you got to say? Progressions. Journey. Okay, 21, 12 on the clock. I love these cards. They're so pretty. I wish I had like a coloring book. Color, you know, color by numbers. 56 is 11. My favorite number. The planets continuously move through time and space. When you are born, you imprint the patterns of the moment, which are described in your natal chart. But the planets keep moving, and you also imprint the patterns they make as they progress through those first few months. These progressions sketch out the big, sweeping journey of your life. You live that pattern out at roughly the rate of a year to a day for the rest of your life. Once you're born, you can't choose the cycles you live through, but you can choose how you respond. Come on. Hallelujah. Okay. Action. Progressions do not speak of a passing thing, but to the big, sweeping arcs of karmic fate to your soul's journey. Your present situation may not make sense in the short term because it has more to do with big karmic patterns and how those intersect with karmic patterns of the world's progress. See how it ain't nobody in your family's fault specifically, okay? And less to do with your daily existence. Stand back and look at your life's journey. Think of the years you've engaged with the world and the years you needed time for more personal work. Consider making a timeline or painting this landscape to see where are those big sweeping patterns. This situation may feel fated, but the outcome is not predestined. Though you may feel uncomfortable, you always have a choice about how you respond and where you go. To help guide you in the moment, consider where you would like to be at the end of your life, a far distant point, and look back. Let this future become your lighthouse to guide you. Even though you may have to go around the rocks and work with the tides, let your lighthouse guide you. Challenge. This is not a small obstacle or opportunity. This is a part of a complex pattern. Every choice you make changes how it unfolds. The gift, trust the tides and set your own sails. Oh, beautiful. All right. Thank you guys for coming. I'll see you next time.